What's up, Patreon?
What's up, Patreon?
You made it.
Yeah.
You're here.
You're here.
You're here with us.
We're going to watch some E3.
Yeah, some old E3, some vintage E3.
Yeah, so like E3 is dead, right? And so we had this idea actually before it died. Because it's
a fun times it's been declared dead, I swear to God.
I know, but there's no next year, which means it's pretty dead. Yeah, we had this idea like a few months ago that we were gonna just sort of take a walk through memory lane of E3s of old. We were gonna watch some old press conferences, maybe some old little showcases, and sort of like talk to what it used to be, sort of like have like a retroactive look on like, oh yeah, like, well, this definitely didn't happen, or like, wow, they had no idea that this was happening, and just be smarter than them with the benefit of hindsight. So the first episode we're going to do is E3 PlayStation 2009. This is from a YouTube channel by the name of True Gaming Vault. We appreciate appreciate them uploading the entire vault on YouTube. So we're
especially in 720p.
Yeah, right. Like 2009. I mean, look, it was the era of the PS3, so like that 720 wasn't unheard of. But like this kind of thing, in
terms of video, like internet video, though, this was early.
Yeah. So we're just gonna watch it and talk to some stuff. And it'll be fun because E3 is always fun. And let us know what you think about it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to the other
also,
scene.
You'll see in this camera angle my lovely cat.
Ooh, little head of a cat.
Rumbling along. It's very cold today, so she's appreciative of the warm body.
Yeah.
All right. I can't hear the stream through you, so you give me a countdown and we'll hit go together.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
But yeah, we checked this before just to be like, oh, what's it look like? And I was like, oh, this is kind of decent.
Yeah.
We've got graphics. And then I was like, oh yeah, well, I guess it was 2009, like PS3 era. I guess it makes sense that they would have this stuff. It wouldn't be that dissimilar to stuff we started seeing in like 2013 or something like that.
Which is funny because this style of, shape, the Vita, this style of these shapes disappeared a bit in the PS4, and then it came back in the PS5 era for their...
Yeah, it did.
For what they like to do, at least.
Oh, are they going to announce the Slim in this conference? I think they will.
Maybe.
Because I bought it. I bought my Slim in 2009 with Assassin's Creed 2.
Right. Yeah, so we're 3 years into the PS3 at this point. Oh, this era.
Wet.
Oh my God, wet. This era of games. So much brown.
What is this? Oh, it's SingStar.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this view? Why are we looking at these like fragmented camera views? Just Cause 2 is there.
Yeah. Oh, Ratchet and Clank. Heavy Metal.
Brutal Legend.
Yeah, Brutal. I just said Heavy Metal. Brutal Legend is what the game is called. Infamous. Is that Uncharted 2?
Yeah.
Is that Darksiders?
It looks like Infinity Blade.
Red Planet, Heavy Rain, Buzz.
Buzz. Was there Buzz on PS3?
I think there was.
Oh, they're still supporting the PSP right now.
Digitally only, surely, right? Like they weren't doing UMDs at this point. We saw a Vita.
PlayStation Home.
What an era.
They had 3 things to do there. Oh, Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. Katamari.
Red Faction. This is good. This is a good hype trailer.
Oh yeah, no, this is pretty good.
the only bit of Final Fantasy 13 that anyone played, the intro.
Yeah.
BioShock came out in 07, didn't it? What are they doing showing it here? Maybe it was BioShock 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure. DC Online.
God of War 3, that's cool. The question is this stuff that's already come out, or are we looking at
No, that's all stuff that's come out.
Preview.
Or,
Okay.
or at least announced. Like
why would they give away all their cards at the front?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Jack Tretton.
Oh my god, Jack Tretton.
That's the first person I've heard say his name like properly.
Why? Because everyone says
Jack
Trenton.
Wow. Thank God you guys.
The quality of this.
Given the
Yeah.
industry's ability to keep confidential information, I was concerned that there really wouldn't be anything to be said at these press conferences.
Everyone's cheering for leaks. Yeah.
What kind of...
You know, we consider ourselves to be
What
the industry
happened just before
and
this?
press leaks are no exception. We are not going to be outdone by anybody.
I don't know.
What a weird, immediately aggressive way to begin this.
Right now,
Like, there's no people here. It's all press.
Reminds me of Neil Druckmann.
audience, probably 5,000 members of
Talking about leaks.
the industry and your press colleagues up in the upper balcony, down in the lower balcony. Really appreciate you guys all being here. But the biggest sense of pressure that I feel is trying to do justice to the 364 games we have coming out on PlayStation platforms this year.
It's quite a lot of games.
See a ton of live
Yeah.
code. Thank you.
If they gave you that number now, it would just make it seem like trash. They're like 2,228 visual novels coming out on PlayStation.
Show you the resolution you're going to see on a screen that size.
So this
So on
was
behalf of everyone at Sony Computer Entertainment,
still G4 at this
I wanna
point.
welcome you back to the
Yep.
historic Shrine Auditorium.
Oh, the Shrine Auditorium.
Remind ourselves that despite all the pressure, we're in the entertainment business. If consumers are spending valuable and limited spare time on our products, then clearly we're being successful. And we're gonna show you this morning
Clearly.
why
All right, everyone.
Yeah.
We're successful.
Yeah.
Stay of this industry. We've been committed to groundbreaking innovation
So 2009.
since we entered this industry.
This would have been
15
in
years ago.
June.
In today's presentation,
In April of 2009, Square Enix acquired Eidos
you'll see why
Interactive.
2009 will be our
Oh.
best year ever. Even better than the record year
Wait till
we
they
had
hear
in
about
2008.
2022.
As the only player with 3 successful platforms at once, we provide
I mean, come on. 3 successful platforms at once.
every budget and every need. All told, PlayStation generated more than 30% of total retail sales for the industry in 2008. It was a record year of growth and momentum for us, and it's just the beginning of what we expect in 2009. Back in April, we held a
No one's
Pre-E3
cheering.
Gamers Day.
He's still going. Yeah, this is the kind of the business speak. Now we're
Yeah.
getting like borderline
suits.
like
And just by that short
It's a trade show.
many of you were saying
yeah,
this was the
it's
best
borderline
time
like
for PlayStation
financial
history.
call kind of
I know
stuff.
you're aware of
Here's
some
the
of the
stuff
industry's
that's
biggest titles
here's
coming
the
to
investor confidence
titles
boosters.
like Modern Warfare 2,
Yeah.
Soap.
Final Fantasy 13, Ratchet and Clank Future, A Crack in Time.
The subtitle was so
Future.
strange. Yeah. That was an American only thing, but it was here,
Yeah.
but like, yeah.
Rock Band Beatles, and many more. When
No-
you
no
listen to
clap-
it,
Clapping in
it's
the
a
crowd.
bundle
No claps for the
experience.
Beatles. Claps for Heavy Rain though.
Want to have the ultimate
Yeah.
gaming experience, you need
David
PlayStation.
Cage, we love that guy.
Yeah.
Now let's get started with the PlayStation 2. As I'm sure you
Man,
know,
I can't
PlayStation
believe
2
we're
is now
talking
retailing
about the
for
PS2.
$99.
Well, it was the biggest console ever, right? It was
I
like
know,
it was
but-
it lasted so
Last
long.
month's NPD numbers were
They were
impressive,
doing so many
but we
dual
also sold
launches
additional
with different
30% of
games
our
altogether
sales
that were the
to
same game, right? They were doing so many of
Latin America.
those.
And I mean, I remember that it was still on shelves. Like you could still go in and find
Yeah.
a whole dedicated shelf for PS2. All the iToy games, the new FIFA,
Yeah.
A true
all
testament
those
to why
random
we talk
PSP
so much
games
about
that
the
like
10-year
like
product
Daxter and
lifecycle.
Jack
But
and
make no
no
mistake,
Daxter
we
and
don't
Clank
intend
and
to see an end to PS2 after 10 years. We're committed to this system
and
as
Size
long as
Matters, Ratchet and
consumers
Clank,
see
like
value in it.
those weird PSP games they brought over. It was like, oh, a
Now,
new
we
Ratchet
added
and
nearly
Clank.
9
Yeah.
million PS2
Why have I
users
not heard
globally
anything
to
about
the
this?
PlayStation family last year. And now at $99 with more than 2,000 titles.
$99 for a
PlayStation 2
PS2.
continues to be a huge value.
It's pretty,
deal.
for
pretty
consumers
fucking
and
good.
a profit
It's pretty
opportunity
good.
for publishers and
For
retailers.
brand new.
DVD player.
Is the perfect family console with games for everyone. And this year, we're pleased to announce PlayStation 2 will feature nearly 100 new titles, including your favorite franchises.
SingStar, Rock Band, Buzz.
Lego.
That's why it was
That's it.
there.
Yeah.
That's why we were still seeing it in the sizzle reel, because
It just makes them a whole lot of fucking money.
yeah, they hadn't given up on PS2 yet.
A year ago, I stood on this stage and said
And no one is buying a PS3 yet.
2009 was to sell 10 million new PS3s, and that's precisely what we did. We grew the PS3
Not one more,
base
not
by
one less.
40% in 2008 and topped 22 million units sold globally. And as many of you have heard us announce, the fiscal forecast for 2010, which represents a total increase of 30% to a total of 13 million PS3s. Now, last year, Sackboy helped me announce that we were further expanding our presence in Latin America.
Sackboy really popular in Latin America. He loves to take his summers down there.
I know. the real advocate for Buenos Aires, like.
Now, thanks to great content and service enhancements, PlayStation Network had a monster year in 2008. We've seen the total
Oh man,
registered
this is
accounts
pre.
grow to more
This is
than
Yeah, I was just googling when it was. It
This
was
is 1 year before the
two
before
years.
2009.
Oh, 2?
2011.
Now, corporate stats are a testament to our success,
Oh,
but
did it
those
just get
numbers
louder?
Yeah, it did just get
drive
louder.
Consumer acceptance. So let's talk about what consumers really care about: great games.
So someone in the control was like, turn Jack up. No one's listening to what he's saying.
Because you've been playing Infamous non-stop since it came out last week.
It's a good game.
Last week, okay.
With ratings at 90% or higher at places like
This is a lot of
IGN,
showing and not
Game
telling.
Informer, GameSpot,
I mean,
and
telling and
Game
not showing.
Trailers, Infamous has quickly become this summer's biggest blockbuster title, and it's only available on PlayStation 3.
That's funny.
It's
I
one of the
didn't
more
realize they
than
had other
35
games aside from
exclusive
Last of Us.
titles
They released
coming
so
out in
close to E3.
2009 that you'll only find on PlayStation. And PlayStation is
I want to say I reckon a lot of those probably got delayed to those times, maybe.
Potentially, yeah.
Because
I
like
just thought it was particularly unique at the time, but I just wasn't paying attention to this stuff when Infamous came out. Whoa!
it's so funny the reception to Naughty Dog back then compared to now, because they were about to pop off with this.
So it's my pleasure to introduce Evan Wells, co-president of Naughty Dog.
Oh, we got to get an Uncharted 2 demo.
Among Thieves.
Yeah, yeah.
I am excited for this.
Thanks, Jack. Naughty Dog has had a 15-year tradition of pushing the PlayStation hardware to its limits. And we feel that Uncharted 2 sets the new gold standard in
The current president of Naughty Dog.
our most ambitious project to date.
Current co-president.
Last month, we finally got to show you our brand
I think
new
he's currently
competitive
president.
and cooperative
Co-president
multiplayer
with
modes
Neil.
that we've been working on for
Is
the
he
past
really?
2 years. And
Oh
starting
yeah,
tonight,
right.
at midnight, you can join us in the Uncharted 2 multiplayer beta.
Oh, that's cool.
But we promised we'd be back to show you more of our single-player campaign. So today, you'll see what is not only one of the best technical showcases on any platform.
It's got to be the
but
train,
an
right?
active cinematic experience
Yeah,
like
yeah.
no other game out there. So I'd rather show you than tell you. So let's cut to the chase.
Thank
Here
you,
is
Evan.
Uncharted 2 Among Thieves.
Picks up the controller. He's on the stage. He's really playing it. Ah, no, it's not. It's not.
Oh,
it's
not.
the helicopter. It's the
Yeah,
helicopter.
right. Yeah.
That's fair, honestly. Like, that moment's... I would be pissed.
Okay, this way.
Oh, they skipped the Marco Polo joke.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Whoa! Whoa! What? First moment with Chloe.
Crowd's clapping for the city. It's pretty good. I mean, crowd. It might just be like employees.
Oh man, it's so
How the hell do we get across?
gritty. Why was that intro cinematic so clean?
God, be careful.
There's no music.
No, you're right. It's a good point.
Here, I've got you. Give me your hand.
Well, when did Uncharted 2 release?
Oh, there it goes. I think it came out later that year. I think it was like a November release.
October.
that year.
Wow, really not that far from here. Oh, there's some
There's some
music.
music.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that far off what it was, really.
I only played this on the PS4.
I played this on the PS2.
3.
I hardly knew what Uncharted was. My brother's friend just like rented to us. Was like, you need to play this. Couldn't put it down.
Oops.
It's so silly.
Yeah.
Bloody helicopter. It's so funny. They do a good job of like setting the helicopter up throughout the
Yeah.
preceding like hour when you climb the hotel. Oh man, it's a loud helicopter. Yeah, no wonder they showed this off. Do you remember what comes next?
No.
Okay, we'll.
I mean, like you can just tell me. Like it's not like it's
It's a spoiler, Jeremy.
for a game we've both played.
There's a particular tech impressive moment that's coming up.
Is it swimming?
No.
Oh, the big triangle button to reload that pops up. I remember that.
It's funny how loose it feels in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
These original games. Yeah, here it is. It's this room.
It's a room.
Yeah, get him, Nate. Oh, the bitrate is struggling.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, as the whole building collapses.
Yeah, that's right. This is still very impressive.
Yeah, like... Yeah.
Yeah, it's impressive because it's not just the destruction tech, but it's also just directed so well that you actually understand what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
We were almost in that.
So stressful.
Oh,
That man
yeah.
is so stressed.
So be sure to check out more on Uncharted 2 in the Sony booth. Thanks, Jack.
Bye.
Thanks, Jack.
Fucking hell, I've got to get out of here
Yeah.
before I crap my pants.
Yeah, like my hands are wet.
Oh my god, that worked.
I think you'll all agree Uncharted 2 is one of the best looking games.
What's Trenton doing now?
Oftentimes you hear us talk about only on PlayStation.
Advocacy, isn't he?
It's
He
not
did
just
some
a
interview
quantitative
recently, but
statement. More often than not, it's a qualitative one. It means
In May 2014, it was announced that Trenton joined the advisory board of Genitor,
I'm excited about
a San Francisco-based artificial intelligence startup, and the following September, as announced, Trenton joined the advisory board of Life Apps Digital Media, a digital publisher of products and services focused on health, fitness, and sports.
oh, Jeremy
Mag, massive online. No, what is it? Massive action game.
action game, yeah. 256 players.
Is Andy Bodwin of Zipper Interactive. Andy?
Did the subtitles get his name right? Bodwin?
I'm not sure.
There are a lot. They put a lot of vowels in there. Let's see.
It was about a year ago that I had
Oh no, they don't have.
Yeah.
They don't have lower
Yeah,
thirds.
yeah, we're not gonna get names.
That game is Mag, a new first-person shooter that pits 256.
Oh, this really came and went.
Field of battle.
It just never made it.
Here we are. It's
It's
year
such a
later,
good concept.
It's such a great
this time
concept.
with 8 other members of the Zipper team.
They made a SOCOM game after this, and then
Live
a Vita game after
256
this,
Mag battle.
and then the studio shut
So
down.
now, before we start, I want to remind
Oh,
you that
really?
every action you're about to see or hear, from the distant chatter of a machine gun being fired by a developer in Seattle, to an airstrike.
That's such a fucking baller, like, graphic. Like, here's
Yeah.
everybody that's playing right now.
Now, the battle you're about to watch is a Raven assault on a Sever fuel depot.
the hell's a Raven assault?
Mag's lead level designer is acting as our squad leader today. Now, if we take a look at CJ's command network interface,
this looks
we can
rough.
get a feel of the scale of this battle. CJ's squad of 8, along with other 3 squads in his platoon, must punch through a line of enemy bunkers, secure a forward landing
The keyboard.
zone, and push forward to the heart of the enemy facility. Now, if we pull back just a bit, you can see that his squad isn't alone. His
Oh
platoon
my
is one of 4
God.
that make up the Raven Company assaulting this base. Now, each blue dot you see
It's
is the
such an
last fighter
exciting
in the battle right now.
like this still is exciting.
Each blue dot
Yeah,
you see,
like
there's a
Battlefield
silver
just did 128 players.
currently
Yeah.
detected.
Then they wound it
And
back,
it went
didn't they?
badly.
Yeah, they wound it back, didn't they?
Use one of his squad
Pretty
leader's
much.
abilities to call in a recon UAV to scout out those enemy locations.
Oh, all of these graphics. It doesn't look too bad in game, but there's so much UI and it all looks so beta.
Now, unfortunately, the enemy has an anti-aircraft
Or alpha.
battery that's up and running.
When did this game come out? This game came out 2010, so a year later.
So he's gonna have to
January 2010, so like a year later.
Half a year.
there. So these are all the squad members we see on screen.
What were the reviews?
Today. They're going to move out.
Reception.
7.5.
7.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
This bunker serves
Metacritic gave it 76. Game Rankings gave it 77.5.
defenders back farther into the
Maybe it was more of a community issue. They didn't have enough PS3 players adopting it early enough to have enough of a community. I mean, you would need so many players to sustain even one match. Like,
IGN US gave the game a 7 out of 10, complaining about bugs, stiff animations, and unbalanced factions, and overall lack of content and polish for the price.
for Ben Jones.
GameSpot
that
gave it.
sounds lower than a 7.
It does. GameSpot gave it an 8 out of 10, praising the well-integrated combat structure but complaining about technical awkwardness.
They have to go in, plant a charge at the base of it. They can
I think it was just
Frago bonus.
like everything would have had to go into the online infrastructure of the game. It's hard to remember that you also still need to make a good game around it, right?
Totally.
So like,
Or
what a
it's impossible to
huge undertaking.
publish like balance changes when it can completely destabilize your servers.
every action he takes.
When like if like one player has one extra thing that needs updating every frame, that's all of a sudden like tens of thousands of updates that you've added per second. Although this isn't really that high a frame rate, so maybe it wouldn't be quite that high.
Defenders back farther into the
Yeah, like the PS3, a lot of games are sitting comfortably at 30.
once again on that anti-aircraft so much trouble earlier and defend that.
Andy,
Taking care of this
how do you pronounce his last name?
McNamara?
No, the guy that's talking.
the commanders to call an airstrike.
Oh, Bodwin.
Bodwin.
Going to secure this as a forward spawn for his team, which we'll see.
Now works at Forza Motorsport as a game director for Turn 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can hear that air raid siren lets everybody in the battle, no matter which platoon they're in, know that the attackers in this area have secured that forward spawn. And now we have
Kinda nothing's happening.
Serve as the forward deployment point for his team. So if anybody
Yeah, look, I want to say a lot of these types of games,
push forward.
they didn't always demo super well.
Miniguns, once again, all
Oh, Battlefield still is horrendous to demo.
Yeah. Like I think that like this is exciting because of the amount of people that are around, and that's an exciting concept. But yeah, like the actual game itself, it's like shoot gun.
He's going to call in a cluster bomb to clear the enemy off this wall and secure the point so his team can push forward.
I'm sure it's also the thing of like, hey, don't shoot this guy. Like, this guy we can't afford this guy to get hit.
Yeah.
So
The amount of times it's so funny watching those like celebrity, Battlefield matchups.
They
They
always
do
do that for Battlefield.
They're always so bad, right? And
So bad.
there's so much player dying.
I do hope you're all
Yeah.
because we're going to have this game running
Respawn
live
screen.
Yeah.
for the next 3 days with full 256 players. Come down there, pick up a control, and join the battle. I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Fuck, the entire PlayStation booth dedicated to having 256 mag booths.
They've got 100 PS3s in cell formation to like come together to form a supercomputer to get it working.
On PlayStation 3 this fall. So let's go.
Yep.
So let's go from massively multiplayer console games.
His
to
mic
a
cut out.
platform. When the PSP first came out 5 years ago, it was designed for portability and multimedia consumption.
They must have deactivated like the wrong source with the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Lighter with a better LCD screen.
Jack
Jeremy,
Tretton.
I don't think we saw the Vita.
No, it was a PSP. I completely made a mistake.
I
yeah.
thought it was the Vita at the
Yeah,
start.
yeah. I'm not used to seeing the PSP. I'm just not used to seeing it at all.
including many of the industry's most storied franchises.
When asked in 2007 to describe each game console as a meal or food, which is I don't know, I don't know who. Oh, look, there's Zach.
It's Zach!
There's Boba Fett. Tretton called the PS3 Surf and Turf,
Chains of Olympus.
the PS2 your favorite burger restaurant,
Deeper
called the Wii a lollipop,
experience the PSP has no
and the 360 a restaurant he would quote get sick from once a while because the cook isn't always reliable.
more than 50 million units.
He also then said, when talking about the 3DS, a great babysitting tool, but no self-respecting 20-something is going to be sitting on an airplane with one of those. He's too old for that.
PlayStation, we announced a variety of entertainment packs for PSP.
What a grumpy man.
And Unplugged coming out next week. Dissidia Final Fantasy will be launching on August 25th.
Yeah,
Dissidia.
self-respecting 20-year-olds can play Dissidia.
On November 10th.
Bloodlines.
Outline some of our plans to expand PSP
You
to reach
snob.
a younger, more diverse demographic and further appeal to teen and tween girls. For starters, we're working with Disney to launch a Hannah Montana bundle, compete with a colored PSP this July.
He then did go on to say in 2012,
That's awesome.
after the Vita was released, he said
A host of other
he is a believer in rising tide lifting all boats, and that a successful Nintendo or successful gaming industry is good for anybody in the gaming business.
Not to
Yep.
mention a lot of great movie and TV content from partners like Disney and Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Partner talk.
Not only do we have something for everyone from a content perspective, but when
Griffin has
paired with
wrapped my headphone
PlayStation
cable
3,
around her belly
PSP
somehow.
is in a class all its own, and it's a true game changer for the industry. To tell you more about this vision, I'd like to introduce the president of Sony's Network Products and Services Group and the president and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment, Kaz Hirai.
Kaz.
Yes.
Yeah, mate.
God, that's a long title.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's 2 titles.
It is.
Thanks, Jack. I'm really excited to be back here on stage here at E3. I was part of the crowd last year, but I couldn't resist the temptation to be back on stage this year again. So it's a pleasure to be back on stage. So PlayStation grew from infancy to adolescence in the very heart of the digital era. And PlayStation's evolution is
Heart of the digital era?
obviously in many cases helped lead the increasing comfort consumers
As if it's over in 2009.
Yeah, they did it.
2 years ago, we sought to
Digital
understand
is
more about
done.
how
Yeah.
consumers were using that digital technology. So naturally, we went on the road, visiting with publishers, developers, and gamers to ask how we could make the PSP better. And this feedback actually went right back to our engineering team and led to changes in the design and the features of the PSP. So it's my pleasure today
Kaz gets a bit of shit, but like he can hold a crowd.
Yeah.
of the PlayStation Portable. For those who live a more digital lifestyle,
Oh, what is this,
or
PSP
download
Go?
content across the network,
I think it is.
no longer need or desire tangible media like UMDs, CDs, or DVDs.
No longer need or desire.
Tangible media.
And I have it right here in my pocket.
The classic in the pocket. The Steve Jobs.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I
It's
know.
miniature.
I don't know a single person who owns one of these.
No, neither do I. I mean, I hardly knew anyone who actually owned a PSP, but like,
I own a PSP.
We actually have,
wow, there we go. That makes you like number 3 in my life.
first we call
I bought one
worst kept
like in 2015. Or like maybe a
After
little,
the Vita was already dead.
a little bit earlier. I bought one literally to play the one Kingdom Hearts game that was on there.
Go represents a new evolution of PSP.
Oh my god, that looks so dinky.
Yeah.
And let me be very clear. The PSP Go will not replace the PSP 3000.
What is this
or the
music?
UMD. And we will continue to support and
Look how big that headphone jack is on that thing. It's so small.
Yeah.
PSP Go.
Like, that's cool.
Users of
This
It's
was
like a Game Boy Micro vibes.
it's like an N gauge.
as well as an object of functionality. It's got a
Except
great
it's not
screen,
also trying to be a phone.
safe
Yeah.
rate operating system, integrated Wi-Fi,
God, it doesn't say Sony Ericsson on the top.
but its size is really built.
It's
Jesus.
tiny.
In fact, the PSP Go is actually more than 50% smaller and 40% lighter than the original PSP 1000.
I love this PSP Go theme music.
Yeah.
The PSP Go is designed for the digital offering
Imagine if you did that thing. You know when you put something in your jacket pocket and you miss?
Yeah.
It just.
And you'll be able to download games and movies and other content from the free
That's because we don't often wear things with jacket pockets, whereas this is a man who definitely wears jacket pockets every single day of his life.
Yeah.
It's because we are we're inexperienced in jacket pocket life, Kerry.
That's yeah. No, you make a really solid point.
even more memory.
It's funny that this is a digital only system when it looks like the worst way to experience anything on that system. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're like, oh, built-in Wi-Fi to download like media and stuff. It's like, why would you want to like?
You got 16
wouldn't watch an
gigs.
entire season of Agents of Shield on that.
No.
To make the experience easier and more enjoyable.
You're right, Kerry.
Today, we're launching a new application used to access the PlayStation Store on the PC that makes it so much more easier to manage your content across
New
your PC
application? What is
and
this?
your PSP.
It's just a website.
Called Media Go. Media Go
Oh, no, it's an app.
replaces the current version of the Media Manager. And
This was when they were getting into their own music and video on demand servers.
Yeah.
It makes content transfer of pictures and movies.
I remember all this stuff being really bad. I remember like trying it once and it just being really clunky and a hassle.
All forms
Yeah.
of media on the PSP is very crucial. And we have seen an increase in music usage on the PSP system recently. And in
Musage, we
response,
call that.
We're going to introduce a new application specific to the PSP. And this application is called SenseMe. So incorporating a 12-tone technology recognition system,
SenseMe.
will analyze your music library to deliver a playlist based on the moods that you select.
Oh, so they're giving you Spotify
Goal
algorithms.
this fall, SenseMe, it really
SenseMe!
so that you can easily
I mean, everybody was moving in this direction, right? Like, this isn't like new. Like, it's bad, but like everybody was doing this.
Early.
It is early.
That's the thing. It's early. Same with this, like, oh, all digital for the people who don't want or need physical media anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's
As part of the
early.
longer-term program, it will be an 80% reduction in the cost of the tools, allowing more developers as well as individuals to put even more great content on the PSP. What all of these things I'm talking about today have in common is this. They're
It's
all
early.
designed to bring new content to PSP from games, videos, and music.
We will save so much money by removing the physical need for all of this. You will not. We will keep the price the same, but we will save money on manufacturing.
via the PlayStation
Yes.
Store.
On this proprietary software and hardware that we've designed.
Now, we know that all PSPs on the market are able to connect and store downloaded content, and we also know that many existing PSP owners still want to buy a physical product. So whether your device of choice is the PSP 3000 or the PSP Go, all of the services and features and functionality are there in every device, and we're constantly looking to strengthen the experience and provide the
What
best
was
content that
the
is
base
available.
storage for the
Ultimately,
PSP 3000?
The PSP Go is one
Dunno.
more proof point that PlayStation offers the future of entertainment.
Like they had memory sticks was the thing.
In North America and in Europe at the same price point that we launched the original PSP.
The same price?
It'll be $249 and 249 euros and available on October 1st in North America and in Europe. And
You didn't lower the price?
26,000
You made it less than half the size. You didn't lower the price?
800 yen on November 1st in Japan.
It does
So
less.
with PSP Go living side by side with
You don't like all the UMDs. Like you don't do that
It's not
anymore.
even. They're saying it's the same price as what they launched the other one at. It's not even the same price of what the older one is currently. The other one's like 60% the cost.
E3 last year,
I don't think it was. I think they kept their price because the thing
No, they
is,
just said it. Wind it back.
oh,
that can be
Oh, we'll have to resync. But
Yeah.
like, he just said like 160 something. I saw it in the subtitles.
the thing as well, the memory on this was proprietary. This was all their M2 like sticks, right, which were not compatible with just the micro SD cards.
Video delivery service will be available native.
What I did the first time, like the moment I got a PSP, was I bought a converter stick that was the shape of an M2 that I could put a mini SD card in.
Than ever to download video or
Right.
gaming content directly to your PSP. And we're also in the process of adding more content to the PlayStation Store as well. And we've signed
Jeremy, he's still
partnerships
talking.
with a host of new providers.
Ah, he's the president.
We'll be launching
And CEO and president.
Yeah.
G4, E, HDNet, Stars TV.
Oh boy,
TNA,
this is.
Magnolia Films, and a variety of new
I
animes,
recognize
as well as
3 of
sports as
these.
well.
Which
The
3? I'm
bottom line is
curious.
this. There will be more content
UFC,
than ever
G4, and E.
And as Jack
Not
said,
Showtime?
PlayStation has something for
I
everyone,
saw it. It looked
wherever.
vaguely familiar, but I couldn't tell you what from.
Ladies
What
and
the
gentlemen,
fuck
please
was
welcome
that?
the
Cut
founder
there.
of Polyphony Digital and the father of Gran Turismo, Kazunori Yamauchi.
For PSP?
Yeah. Hell yeah. See that movie
Oh, they
trailer?
got that good GT music though. Pardon?
You see that movie trailer?
Yeah. Adios. Oh, these subtitles are not correct.
Yeah.
長い時間、お待たせしていた、グランツーリスモ PSP の、発表ができることを、本当に光栄に思っています。
To everyone, I am very honored here today to be given this opportunity to announce Gran Turismo PSP that I know everyone has been waiting for so long.
ですね、今ここで、
It's so small, Jeremy.
It's minuscule.
It's so expensive.
PSP Go.
Imagine if fucking Nintendo came out with the new 2DS XL or just the 2DS for like $400.
Holy fuck!
But what the Gran Turismo
Yamauchi said that the main problem trying to fit the game. So the main problem was trying to fit the game in such a small memory space. Regardless, Gran Turismo PSP runs at 60 FPS and takes up 1 gigabyte of storage.
What?
まずゲームのスケール
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
PSP には、800台以上の、車が
How did it review?
35コース、60レイアウト以上
I didn't know there
gonna-
was a Gran Turismo on PSP.
regarding volume and the scale, Gran Turismo PSP contains 800 cars, 35 tracks, and 60
Jesus.
variations of those tracks.
ゲームモードについてはですね、例えばシングルプレイヤーモードでは通常のレースに加えてタイムトライアル、それからドリフトトライアル、それからグランツーリスモの伝統的なゲームモードと言ってもいい、ライセンスを含む、ミッションチャレンジモードが、搭載されています。
here every 20 minutes,
Single player mode contains standard races, time trials, and drift trials. And there is a mission challenge mode that includes the legacy license mode of Gran Turismo, where you can learn your driving skills.
このグランツーリスモはですね、小さいマシンには入っているものの、決してサブセットではない、フルセットのグランツーリスモで
A
ある。
lot of telling.
In that respect, though it is running on such a small piece of hardware, this Gran Turismo PSP actually offers a full-size Gran Turismo experience. This is not a shrunken down subset of the series.
それから
It's only a lot of telling because it's got to be 2 people to tell you, really.
ならではの機能として
Yeah, but they're not showing us anything.
モードを通じた
Yeah.
最大4人までの対戦機能があります。
In addition, we've
They
got
showed it
features that
playing probably just like a video on a PSP Go pre-production model. It's probably just the screen.
enabling you
Well, this game came out in October 2009.
So it launched with the
Yeah, with-
console with the
yeah.
Go.
同じア
7 out of 10s, basically. 7.5 out of 10s.
間のガレージの内容をですね、お互いに
Success
トレードしたり
as a commercial.
シェアをしたり、そういうことができるようになっています。
And another feature that is also geared specifically for the PSP is the trading and sharing of cars between your garage and the garages of other players.
全部で800台以上もの車ですから、当然一人で、それを全部獲得するというのは大変、困難な作業になるわけですが、今回のグランツーリスモ PSP では、言ってみれば友達みんなで、その車たちを、獲得していけるように、設計されているということです。
Because there's over 800 cars contained in the game.
I don't think I've seen a translator use a notepad before.
Yeah, I wonder how late in the game he was brought in. Because usually for stuff like this, it's like teleprompted or
友達に会い
they just learn what he's going to say back and forth.
Yeah.
And you know, plenty of translators are just really good at memorizing entire
お
chunks.
互いのガレージに
I mean, maybe they were trying to seem more authentic, right?
行為そのもの
Maybe.
ですね、グランツーリスモ PSP
They've done a decent job for how much they've been up on stage talking.
Yeah.
They've done an okay job.
People meet with others and connect in that.
But there is a lot of talking.
Yes.
I mean, what have we actually seen so far? We've seen
I saw it on his hand.
we saw Mag, we saw Uncharted 2,
Yeah.
E3 の、コンベンション
a sizzle reel,
And the PSP Go, some
and
hardware.
the PSP Go. Everything else was slideshows or talking. And we're at nearly 40 minutes. Yeah, there's a reason why this style of conference went away. What's fascinating though is that they replaced it with similar length shows that are like 5 times more full of trailers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it became like, it was always marketing, but this is now an ad. It is a commercial. They don't talk about pre-order bonuses here because they're not marketing towards people that are doing the pre-ordering.
Yeah.
But they do now because they are marketing towards people that they want to buy the thing.
Yeah.
And thank you all for your time today.
There we go.
Okay. Oh. This is not Gran Turismo. This is
the sizzle reel of the hardware. That thing would get so dirty.
One of these in real life.
They were all right. I can't believe they're making more of these because the PSP 3000 was the final PSP model, right? They didn't make a 4000 or 5000, and so this was this was like an extension of the PSP's life cycle while we were figuring out what they were going to do next.
What was the difference between the 1 and 2 and 3?
It was a type of screen and battery, I think. One of them had I think it was like LED and LCD or something. I don't quite remember.
Right.
Oh,
that was nothing.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a Gran Turismo trailer. I thought that was a PSP Go trailer. There it is.
And I look forward to having Kazunori share some of the cars he has in my garage or his garage with the cars that I have in my garage as well.
I have many cars in my garage.
Titles have sold more than 52
Here I have my garage.
and have really helped to define the PlayStation brand as best-in-class gaming. And we're looking forward to the industry's best driving experience coming to the PSP this fall, October 1st, to help celebrate the launch of PSP Go.
Yeah, that's why to celebrate. That's why you're launching it.
Quality and authenticity means everything in this industry, especially when it's coming from the Metal Gear Solid family. Yeah.
What?
Now, is this 4 or is this
No, that
Peace
was
Walker?
early. 4 was very early.
So was Peace Walker.
It is Peace Walker, you're right.
Bluetooth, right in the middle.
Skype TM?
Internet. Was Skype bought
PSP!
Was Skype bought by Microsoft by this point?
I guess not.
I mean, it might have been.
No, it wasn't, because this was the year that I started using it, and it hadn't been. Was that Jack's voice? Man, the gun! These weird...
2011 is when it was bought by Microsoft. Skype.
Right. Zoom in! I want to see the games!
But they don't look good when they're big.
I know, because they're only like 240p.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Is that Monster Hunter? Yeah.
That was where that franchise was, that's where it was born, really, wasn't it?
I don't know.
What was that?
I think it was a fighting game. I'm not sure.
One fighting game cinematic.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur?
I don't know if they did a Soul Calibur with PSP.
Persona?
Yeah, it's Persona.
That's Persona 3. AR!
AR games.
Did these things have cameras?
Yeah.
Why?
AR games. Oh, because it was like it was kind of a camera, like at the same time, right? It was like a thing they could put on the box and call it a camera.
Yes.
Tiger Woods. I have no idea what that is.
No.
Shadowless Madden. Oof.
Hot shots.
Dragon Quest?
No, that wasn't Dragon Quest.
Ooh.
What is that?
What the fuck is that?
That was the game Comic Book Tough Guy.
There's a Star Wars.
That was Battlefront.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Oh, their pets game. They're like Nintendo.
Nintendo Mouse.
Yeah. Madden. Guitar Hero. God, this is going on forever.
So long. They're really trying to show all 200 games they're launching this year or whatever.
Ace Combat?
I don't know. Where's Metal Gear? Why did you bring it up? What the fuck just happened?
And I'm sure you can see PlayStation Portable is set to have a tremendous year. A lot of content and services.
I'm so confused. Why did he mention Metal Gear?
I'm not sure.
PSN comes to E3 with momentum on our side. It now has more than 24 million registered users around the world, including more than 11 million in North America. These consumers have downloaded more than 475 million pieces of content.
Pieces of content.
Pieces.
Pieces. Blocks.
Is that just like packets? You know, when you download a movie, it comes in packets?
More than 200 titles currently available on the PlayStation Store, and more than 90 of them are exclusive.
200 is not a lot.
The PlayStation Network is that it's connected to
This is-
It was very
I know.
catching up.
I know.
have a direct relationship with us.
I don't know if they were even selling like retail games on the PlayStation Store at this point.
They were doing some and not all, if I remember correctly. Like
Right.
some of the smaller ones.
Yeah, like it was a size thing for so long.
Because
for
the-
Xbox as well.
Because the Blu-ray disc was huge, and so games used
Yeah.
to run off of the Blu-ray disc, but the internal console couldn't have the entire game on there all the time.
PlayStation Store starting this year and starting today with the launch of Final Fantasy VII.
That's a big game to put on a fucking PlayStation Network.
We've always believed by offering
Oh wait, it's 7.
7.
I thought he said 13.
No, just the PS1 classic, I guess.
Yeah.
about on PlayStation Network today is the rapid growth
Back when they had
and the momentum
backwards
of
compatibility.
PlayStation Home. As you all know,
Hell yeah, baby!
PlayStation Home.
Network
Look at Chun-Li on the right.
Ew.
built for PS3 users to meet, chat, share,
The metaverse.
gaming experiences together. With more than 6.5 million people worldwide,
I wish this was still
quickly
up.
become the de facto standard
Yeah, me too.
for the world's console gaming community, and it's only available and only possible on the PlayStation 3. Home is growing by leaps and bounds with over 100 virtual items coming to home each month. The buzz this dynamic new marketplace creates is remarkable.
Marketplace.
For example, Capcom's Street Fighter 4 and Resident Evil virtual items have sold approximately 100,000 units in less than 2 months. Home spaces have a similar impact on
Nice.
the PlayStation community.
I bought a home
EA
space.
Sports Complex launched and experienced more
you
than
told me that.
1.5
It's Ratchet and
million
Clank one.
engagements in just 1 month. We're working
Made my
further
home the great
to
clock
expand
from Crack and Time.
franchises like
Yeah,
Infamous,
that's pretty good.
Buzz, and SOCOM, as well as titles from key publishers such as EA.
Oh, I should play those games
Ubisoft,
again.
Activision, Capcom,
Tools of Destruction and Crack and
Namco,
Time.
and
They're good. They're still good.
It all goes back
Tools of
to
Destruction's a bit
wanting to connect
awkward,
around
but
your
like
favorite games
it's still
and
good.
good.
Yeah.
in ways that are deeper, more meaningful, and extend beyond what is possible on other consoles. For those
And
of
like
you
Rift
who
Apart
haven't
being a
seen
sequel to
the
Crack and
online
Time.
home
Like how
movement,
good.
Here's a quick video to show you how far the platform has come since we
Yeah, they
launched
talk about the Dimensionator. They like it follows directly from that through line.
How did I not know that?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a sequel to those games.
How did I not know that?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was all about like their legacy. I just assumed
Yeah.
it was just like
the general
after all of them.
No,
You
like,
know, it wasn't
they-
like a direct.
I want to say at some point someone says the word Zuni.
Oof.
This is like it is so hard to show off what this really was because it was just a shopping center for the most part.
You
But
see
like,
that guy's sitting on a rail.
yeah,
You see that punk guy walk into the store and walk out as the most boring avatar you've ever seen in your life.
Mhm. It's so funny that Chun-Li is just in all of these shots.
Yeah.
Play poker with Chun-Li. Hang out on a set with Chun-Li.
Oh, Resident
Lol.
Evil Game 5.
Play Guitar Hero with Chun-Li. Play Uncharted with
Uncharted.
Chun-Li. Godfather.
He sleeps with the fishes.
I have no keyboard.
This is real like Machinima vibes, honestly.
Well,
Oh, Azimuth.
yeah.
Here it comes. This is awesome. Experience.
Look at Spider-Man 3 font in the bottom.
Oh yeah, because we haven't got the slim yet.
Thank you. Just so you know, I'm the guy with the mohawk, and my handle's Mr. T, so maybe I'll see some of you guys out there.
It's a weird joke, Jack.
It's real weird. Why is it Mr. T? Why would you pick Mr. T?
Mr. T is a mohawk.
On the PlayStation 3.
What?
Mr. T is a mohawk.
Beginning of the presentation, it's virtually impossible to do justice to all the great content coming to PS3 this year. So we're gonna roll a video that shows
makes
off
sense.
a sample of Blood on Tap for PlayStation.
Oh, it's another reel. You hear that, Jeremy?
Yeah. Internet browser.
Internet browser.
Photos.
Photos. Hard drive.
Babies.
This is gonna go for like 5. I'm gonna time this. Oh man, Chloe's great. Maybe it's time to play Uncharted 2 again.
Maybe it's time to play Infamous 1 again.
Maybe.
I don't think it is. Every time I think about going back to any of those games, like, it just means I have to bring out my PS3.
I mean, that's, yeah, I was thinking the same thing with when I just said I should go back to Ratchet.
Yeah.
It's just my thing though, like I can see it. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, then that's the thing, right? Like, it's just a little bit too much.
For me, it's an AV situation. Like, any console that is old enough has really different audio than.
It's a HDMI though.
Yeah, but it comes in really loudly through the projector, so I have to like modify how I use the speaker every time if I swap between a newer console and an older one. Same with the Wii.
Right. Oh, like Ghostbusters. I can't believe they're still making Ghostbusters games.
It's surprisingly big property.
It's like
Wet.
there's one good Ghostbusters movie, and like that's it. There's a show that people liked when they were kids. That was a cartoon, and that's that's kind of it.
There's a whole universe, Jeremy.
Oh my god.
Whoa, that was a hard cut from Buzz to Saw.
Saw.
Oh my god.
Ice Age?
Tekken. God, can you believe we're getting Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat apparently this year?
I don't think it will get Mortal Kombat this year.
I don't think it will hit. No, but like,
But yeah, it'll be announced.
is that Red Faction Gorilla?
I'm not sure. What is that?
No, not Vanquish.
No. GeForce.
Oh, GeForce. It's like, why do I know that? I think it's from a Funhouse video.
There's me and me and one person at my work that are like the same age, and like we just like those movies. Like one of us will be like, "Fuck, what's that movie?" And we'll look at each other like, "What's that movie?" And the other one will get it immediately. And like, "Oh, you know," and everyone looks at us like, "What the fuck are you two talking about?"
Well, yeah. I mean, they're right to say that. Do you see that Battlefield game in there?
No.
That was the download-only 1943.
Right.
Which was just, yeah, it was just a download-only Battlefield game.
Oh, Katamari's so good.
Oh,
Fat Princess. Oh,
What the fuck is this?
The iToy pet.
Oh my god, you X-ray it?
Oh, what the fuck was the name of that thing? PS3 camera pet.
Oh, what's this? DCUO?
Yeah. iPet is what it was called.
iPet. Oh, is this Fuel?
Not sure.
I think that was Fuel. Did you watch the Achievement Hunter video of them driving across the whole map for the achievement? It's like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
What was that game? Mafia? What was that?
Maybe. There might have been a Wolfenstein in there. Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, Ratchet?
Yeah.
This wasn't out yet, I don't think. I think that was 2010.
No, it was 2009, but it was late 2009. I remember because I was still in primary school.
That definitely, God of War 3 definitely was not out yet.
Yeah.
That was the next year. I remember that was at E3 that next year.
I was at primary school when Ratchet and Clank came out.
There's a lot of amazing games in there. From Infinity Ward's Modern Warfare 2 to Capcom.
Why did you say that?
Because I remember it.
Early 2010. We're proud of the fact that over the past 15 years, the greatest franchises
That
in the
was
industry have been synonymous
nearly
with
5 entire minutes.
more than a decade.
And that's like the third one.
Unrivaled interactive experience
Rockstar.
for fans all over the world.
Max Payne?
Grand Theft
Or Red
Auto,
Dead?
Bully,
Red Dead, not Max Payne.
Midnight Club, and Manhunt all began
I don't know if Red Dead were a PS3 marketed
We'd like
game.
to announce a new property coming from Rockstar North.
New property.
And it will
Agent!
Agent!
Yes! I was thinking, like, there's one that I'm forgetting. Agent.
Yeah, the one that never came out.
That never came out. It never came out. This was all we saw of
They
it.
just talk about it.
darkest hours of the late 1970s.
Surely we see it.
It's clear that
This game
Rockstar
looks so
recognizes
cool.
PlayStation is an ideal place to build an audience, and that's why we're thrilled to have Agent coming exclusively to PlayStation. You're all
Rockstar
aware
making an
of the impact
exclusive.
EA had
Fascinating.
on our platforms, and we expect Agent to have the same must-have value. Now, Ubisoft Assassin's Creed is a
Oh, we don't see the trailer.
Fuck.
2007, and went on to
Please
celebrate
let this be the E3 demo. I love the E3 demo of this game.
welcome Sebastian Poole and Patrice Desilets from Ubisoft to show
Oh,
us
Patrice.
Assassin's Creed 2 on PS3.
I remember this guy.
Hello, everyone.
Frontman of...
I am very happy and excited to be here to present you Assassin's Creed 2. The original vision of the Assassin's Creed universe.
Did the guy just sit down on the ground?
And here it is.
I think he picked up the controller.
The general direction I gave to the team for AC2 was quite simple. Diversity. Give players more
What?
options in all aspects. This demo will give you a glimpse of what to expect.
Italians!
Sebastian?
Yes, I love this demo. This is my favorite E3 demo.
Right where AC1 ended, with Desmond Miles using the Animus machine to relieve an
Right where AC1 ended. In Venice.
In Venice.
the Italian Renaissance.
Jeremy, this trailer shows off so many things.
Yeah, I remember this.
The bench takedown. The general crowd blending instead of just you with white hooded monks.
Yeah.
The Italian Renaissance gave us the perfect
This franchise has changed so much.
So much. I can't believe it's still alive, honestly.
It's because fundamentally they still make great worlds, right? Like they still capture time periods perfectly.
But now they don't even know what they're trying to do is the thing. There's such...
on a quest for vengeance. It's about someone who had to deal with a great loss.
And like you can see the through line, but you can see just gigantic changes.
Yeah. Oh, ledge takedown, that was brand new.
But you will learn to become one with the help of some
We'll see the double blades, that was brand new.
And the thing is, I don't know if I can ever actually go back to these games now, not because of the structure of it being differently, but because they feel like games from that era now.
I mean, that's okay. When you go back to Ratchet and Clank, it still feels like that. Maybe a little more polished than this, but like...
Look, but like there's things in this that we don't do in games anymore, right? Like
escort missions.
Yeah, escort missions, like quietly following missions, walking.
Yeah, walking while they talk.
Walking with NPC. There's all those little things that just always, it's just a little bit of a struggle to go back to.
This was so cool. Fucking flying Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine.
Yeah.
Like, this mission is way harder than this, though.
Yeah, I remember dying a lot.
Oh, and the time's gonna change, isn't it?
I love the idea that in the Renaissance time era, they had guards on rooftops, like on the top of roofs.
What the fuck? Why did that guy do that?
It is so funny how evil the evil people are in these games.
Why is it daytime?
Making him even deadlier than his Crusades counterpart, Altair.
God, I love this demo. This demo got, like, it did everything for me. You ready, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Double blade.
Ooh.
You hear the crowd?
Did this game ever come out?
Nah. Definitely not 4 times.
Yeah.
Hiding spots are not so safe anymore. We wanted Ezio to be an assassin before being a warrior.
Oh, the different types of enemies. So with the pike,
Yeah.
disarm.
Yeah, there was like a math equation you had to do for each one.
Yeah, the brutes were new.
Not to mention the 6 additional unique weapons you will be
The attack animations were excellent.
Yeah.
on the PSP and connected to your PS3.
And like Ubisoft had some stuff going on, but this was like their biggest thing going on because this was even before Far Cry. They didn't own Far Cry
It was
yet.
before it took off. They had like Far Cry 2, but that was like a more of a cold hit or a PC
Far
hit.
Cry 2 wasn't even out yet. Far Cry 1 was still Crytek.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. Far Cry 2... Oh, no, 2008. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. But Far Cry 2...
Well, this area is different. Oh yeah, those doors are open. Smoke bombs.
Oh,
Many
I
escapes.
misread. It was because the old Far Cry people changed.
Oh,
Like,
he could
in this
swim and
era.
not die. Oh man,
Could he?
Thank you.
Ezio, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Altair couldn't.
So this was
Right.
Altair fell in a creek and he died
Yeah.
instantly.
enjoyed it. But I must inform you, the game is massive in scope. This is just a short sample. You'll have the opportunity to experience it at its fullest really soon. Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Bloodline on the PSP will be on the store shelf this holiday. Thank you and have a great E3.
The subtitle says holiday because...
Holiday. Oh, that felt good inside.
Clearly, the interoperability between the PS3 and the PSP is a key component to franchise extension.
How did I see that, but I missed the Uncharted demo?
Incorporating that into Assassin's Creed franchises.
I mean, Uncharted 1 wasn't incredibly popular, right? So like
No,
the demo to 2 was like this looks good, but like it's another one of those games.
Every single new fantasy, it's the dream
There was
of
one
artists
walkthrough website
that have brought us more than
I
a
had
dozen
bookmarked,
different versions of the Final Fantasy
and they pretty much only did walkthroughs for Jack and Ratchet. But then they did Uncharted 1, and that was where I heard of it. I'm like, what the hell is
Right.
this? Is this some guy jumping over a rock? It's like Indiana Jones.
Mm.
Like, what is this? What are we looking at? I totally spaced out. Square Enix.
Is just Square Enix.
No, it's Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
With us
I thought this game was out.
everyone was sure that things would go back to the way they were before.
Look at that. Just what we were looking for.
Yeah. Right in
I played through most of this recently.
Post file C. Huh.
You know when I stopped?
When?
The open world section.
Right.
These pulseless sea threaten our very way of life. They must be.
I might go and watch the cutscenes from then on, but
You know, then play 13.2 and 13.3.
you know, I thought about doing it back when I finished 13 originally, but playing the first game's story, it's so incoherent. In terms of the bigger plot points, the inter-character moments, like how they feel about each other and how they relate to each other, like those moments are good.
Right.
But like these all of the different like
The factions
city
and-
bosses, like
yeah.
absolutely completely empty.
This still looks great.
It looks amazing. Especially conceptually, like so many of the different like technologies that they're merging here, like
Yeah.
it just looks really cool. Like look at this. Like what the fuck is that? It's cool is what it is.
You're supposed to be the hero.
Just say it. Any Lassie.
Oh, this music is so good.
Yeah.
They all ought to be wiped off Cocoon.
Maybe the best Final Fantasy soundtrack as a whole.
Oh,
Maybe
7.
not. Maybe
Yes.
not. That's
I was
a hard.
I was
It's up
gonna
there though.
say.
It's up there. It's up there.
One of the best battle themes, that's for sure.
Just leave the rescue to me.
What's wrong with you? You want to help a Lassie? They're the enemy.
When this battle theme kicks off, like, like 1/3 of the way into the song.
You mean here?
Yeah. It's good.
The whole thing's good, buddy. Gremlin. Gremlin. Oh yeah, flans.
I remember this was one of those times where I looked at this and I'm like, games can't look better than this. Like they did it. Like they made a perfect looking game.
I mean, there's a reason why I finally doubled back to this, even though with the poor reception and I couldn't buy it at the time. There's a reason why I doubled back for it. Warning.
Ooh. Free me.
The frame rate. It doesn't play like that. It's fine in the open world.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna stand here and wait around.
Tell him, Troy. Coming 2010. Fuck, I thought this came out way earlier than that.
We're very excited about Final Fantasy 13, but Square
Lightning
Enix
is also
didn't stop
really
there.
cool. A very cool
They're
protagonist.
also hard at work on the title that comes after that. And I'm proud to introduce and show the first footage anywhere.
Is this?
Final Fantasy 14.
Wow.
Oh, I thought we were going to get 13 verses.
No. That's later.
Oh, is that like 2011?
Something like that.
Because they were showing that when I was doing work experience in year 10.
Yeah, Versus 13 was way different, and yeah, no, this is 14.
This is pre Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
That's right, because when Realm Reborn came out, I went to that same store where I did work experience, and I asked for, can I get Final Fantasy 13? And they're like, yeah, sure thing.
Yeah,
And they came back
that's
with
right. With
Realm Reborn, and they're like, that'll be $100. I was like,
no, 13.
oh, 13. And it was like, oh.
It was yeah.
It's like, oh, sorry, you just came, like, everyone wanted 14. Sorry. It's Leviathan. Airships, maybe, or just ships. What the fuck? Matchsticks with wings.
What are they flying? Holy shit! They've got a wheel at the bottom.
When was the last time you watched the no clip on Final Fantasy 14?
It's been a few years.
Such a good story.
Yeah, really
especially
great.
like hearing about the community that was still invested in the original 14 and how they were reacting to the updates and the teasers of what was to come.
I was listening to an episode of the Games Press podcast with Chris Pratt, where he interviewed Danny O'Dwyer, and they were talking about the process of going through and making that documentary, and about Danny for that entire time was just like, any second now I'm gonna get an email saying that this this is gonna get pulled the
It's all
plug.
too good to be true.
Yeah.
And probably the like month or two he spent in Premiere in the edit, just waiting for it to get canned.
Well, no, because like by then he owns it. By then he's got like
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like the way he does it is he gets approval in the edit. So anything that they do, anything that they get.
Wow.
And he owns it, and he gets final say.
That's awesome.
On the PlayStation 2 with iToy. Shortly after the launch of PS3, we introduced the next generation camera that was designed for both gaming
Hell
and
yeah.
video conferencing
PlayStation camera.
via PlayStation Network. This technology will continue to grow in many ways. We're working to create an experience that is much closer to real life than anything you've ever seen. I'd like to invite Dr. Richard Marks and Anthony McHale,
Marks?
creative force behind the PlayStation motion controller, to help show you a bit of what I'm talking
The motion wait, this isn't the beginning of the PlayStation Move, is it?
Oh, it might be.
It wasn't
They're
that.
trying to combat the Wii.
I don't think it was that early. Oh, there it is.
It is.
It's been a few years since I was up here on the stage at E3.
Look at Brad Pitt on the right.
Motion controller, the PlayStation 2 iToy. As an engineer, I'm very excited about the technology we're going to show off today. It far surpasses anything you can get on the market.
They're wearing their best beige.
We've been hard at work on this interface technology for a few years, and our goal is
Guy on the right's like, smile, 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 smile.
Well,
Stop, don't stop smiling.
One of them's a doctor, the other one is like an engineer. Like neither of them are
Yeah, I
media
know.
people.
So, what I have in my hand here
Is a dildo.
of a new controller.
Far surpasses anything on the market, he said.
Will change, so I want to stress this is an engineering prototype.
Well, it did
It has a variety of
at the time.
Oh, it didn't? It was just the Wii remote.
but it's most
No, because the Wii remote was you had to point at the TV.
glowing sphere on the end.
The
It also had its own motion. And by the time this came out, they had Wii Motion Plus, so it had full gyro control.
The Wii Motion Plus was better, but the thing is that the Move was
and then you throw to cast your
inside out,
But rather than listening
whereas the Wii was outside
I
in.
started showing you some tech demos of what
Right, like the Wiimote did the tracking on the Wiimote.
Yeah, but functionally, it didn't really provide you that much better or different an experience than the Wii remote gave you.
Yeah, it did because it gave you depth.
So actually,
It knew how far away it was from the TV.
Yeah, but what did you do with that?
Well, that was the thing. Technically, it was a better thing, but the thing is, there were shit all fucking games.
Yeah,
to
I mean that's
play.
what I'm saying. Like there was no reason for it to be.
Well, no, but that's not the point I was arguing. The point I was arguing that he was right to say that, like, as a piece of technology, it is better than anything else that was out there.
Okay, sure. It's
Yeah.
just that amounts to absolutely nothing valuable for consumers.
Well, no, it didn't in the end.
so you can see as Andy
Well, I mean, it did. It did.
It did in 2016 with
yeah,
VR.
yeah. 9 years later.
7 more years from when this came out, when the Wii was dead and the Wii U was a failure. The Move controllers finally came into their own as a VR.
Well, like,
oh my god!
but that's kind of true in a way, right? They,
Like that was all just fact. What I just said.
yeah, but like, but it's interesting that the tech was good enough that they could. Well, good enough is with the quotation marks, but it was, minimum viable product to last for 10 years.
So sports are kind of a no-brainer, but you could hold anything in your hand. I do want to point out, notice how fast it's tracking his motions.
This is so embarrassing.
It is. Which is funny because, like, what they're showing technically is really impressive. Like, it is not leaving his hand at all, and they are on stage.
Especially large ones.
So my son loves this demo, actually. You can imagine if he could be Ratchet and he could hold Ratchet's weapons in his hand while he plays. He would die.
That would have been a good idea. Why didn't they ever do that?
That would never have happened, unfortunately.
Why didn't they ever do that?
Okay, we have a flashlight now.
Oh, shadows.
Notice we have true 3D pointing. He can move around and point from any position or angle here. Okay, the flashlight's pretty cool, but do you have anything with a little more firepower?
This is so embarrassing.
Oh yeah.
A foam dart. Nice shot, though.
All right,
More firepower. Now we're talking. Gold Desert Eagle.
It's so funny how, like, this is the tech that VR, but like this shot even, this is what VR does now.
Well, it's what it did. We've moved past this.
No, but so I mean, like the shot of, like, you know, superimposing, you know, like gear onto people, like.
Anton can actually move around the room and point and shoot things.
It's kind of cool.
My hands weren't so jittery I could actually hit something.
We learned from iToy that buttons are needed for some experiences. There's some experiences you can do without them, but some experiences...
I think it's also worth pointing out that they're not selling this to anyone yet.
It just wouldn't feel right.
This is like a...
I guess.
Like this is not a consumer show. Again, this is for people who are developers, for people who are press, for people who are technology enthusiasts. They are here to, like, they are showing you the new things that we are working on. Come and work with us on this thing, right? And, like, for that case, this is not a bad demo.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
It may look simple, but it's one of the hardest things to do precisely. Anton is effectively reaching into the scene, bridging the gap between the real...
This is the early stage of VR.
This is every VR game for the first 15 fucking years.
Yeah, we're still halfway through that time period.
I know.
This is the start of Dreams. Look at that.
Another thing that's really difficult to do in a virtual world...
Yeah, I just pick shit up and throw it around.
Yeah.
And in particular, writing requires extreme precision. The tip of that pencil Anton's using is being tracked at sub-millimeter accuracy.
I'm assuming that's above them.
Yeah.
So the pencil shows off the precision really well, but for something a little more artistic, Anton's going to move on to some more paintbrushes here. He's actually metering out the amount of paint that's being put on the canvas using the analog trigger right now. Nice. For something like a spray paint can, the angle actually matters of what he's doing here. Ooh, dripping right down the wall there, nice. Yeah.
Of course, you know, if you just want to mess around.
You can do that too. So drawing is a kind of fundamental capability, but it doesn't have to be used literally. You could use it instead, say, to lay out a path of objects.
They're spending so long.
I'll help it out. You know, we could always try again.
Better. Other things that
You ran out of time.
Yeah.
Selection. Selection is one of the keys to something like a real-time strategy game. Finally, we have an interface on a console that lets us do...
They fucked up by not doing more with this. Because all of this is like a complete success of technology back then that they just had no idea what to do with.
You can imagine using this for other kinds of games, like football. You could draw out the route for a wide receiver to follow.
Imagine if they looked at the amount of games that they were making and went, we're actually not going to make any games of this. Let's not make this tech. And then they released a VR helmet, like, you know, 8 years later. And they're like, fuck, we don't have a controller.
Yeah. Yeah, if they'd come out and they never had the controller, PSVR 1 wouldn't have done anything.
We're going to step out of our room here and move into a virtual arena. We're going to show you some character control, actually.
So as you can see here, my motions are mapped directly onto the character. When I move my sword and shield, he moves them exactly as I do. Hey, everybody? Of course, this is no good if you can't hit anything.
So we've all seen lots of demos with swords and shields before, but the kind of precision Anton's getting here with the tip
This is pre-Skyward Sword.
Yeah. When was Skyward Sword? Is that 11?
It came out 2011. I think they announced it 2010.
Yeah.
Hit high. This is one of my favorites.
And that's the thing, right? It's like when you compare those two demos back to back, while this is more technically impressive, like this is not a Skyward Sword demo.
No.
And it's like, and it's just they had no idea what to do with it.
How many years of kendo was that? You can also use it in a defensive posture too.
Why are they throwing them so low?
Now this is a little bit different. Now we've shown you, you can see one-to-one Anton's hands moving, and the virtual hands move exactly as he does. You can point and throw, no problem. You could reach around an enemy that's coming at you. He's doing behind the back. You can really do anything you want with
It's okay, Anton. Throwing in VR is still not good. Like, like
No,
we're
it's very hard.
Like we're not there yet. Like it has been good once. The one time it's ever been good is with eye tracking. And that is because that is new technology.
They could cheat it a bit with where you're looking.
Yeah.
And knocks it.
Why are we clapping?
Of course, the tension on the string matters, so the farther I pull it back, the more power I'm going to launch into this guy.
Oh, the tension of the drawstring of an arrow.
All right, Rick, call the shot.
Sony's catchphrase.
Yeah.
Gangster style, yeah.
Oh my god, gangster style.
See if I can. Nice.
Let's go for something a little bit more dramatic. There we go.
That dude is thinking, thank God I hit the head. Thank fucking God. I had one more shot.
If you can't see here, Anton's actually dropping down to one knee, Robin Hood style, to finish this last shot.
Robin Hood style.
No problems tracking him when he does that. All right. Well, I hope these real-time tech demos sparked your imagination. It certainly sparked the imagination of our development community.
Yeah, see, because like that's a call to developers, right?
In the near future. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I wonder if that wasn't quite ready for a GDC, or if it was at GDC or something.
I don't think it would have been ready. I reckon they were still developing the hardware back then. Like, did you see how bare bones all of those environments were?
I suppose, yeah.
PlayStation's future. So thanks to Rick and Anton for giving us an early glimpse today. Everyone should expect to hear more about PlayStation.
We also have to remember
in the future and prepare
cell
for
architecture.
the spring of 2010.
Oh, yeah.
One of last year's biggest
Like they were dealing with it.
Boy and Little Big Planet. And since its
Just gonna
launch
turn my
last
my
November, we've
light
seen
on.
over 900,000 user-created levels, played more than 200 million times. There's a lot more in store for Little Big Planet in 2009, including a Little Big Planet game coming to PSP and lots of new licensed content.
Did that happen?
Imagine dressing up your Sackboy as a member of your favorite Disney characters, including Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Imagine. Just imagine.
Just imagine.
Or even Mr. Incredible.
Oh, Mr. Incredible.
How incredible.
Costumes and more from Disney Interactive Studios.
I don't even know if I can imagine it. It's so incredible.
Now you may remember Little Big Planet's tagline from a year ago: play, create, and share. It's also something you can sit down and play with your 6-year-old daughter.
Jeremy, I think this was only the 2-year anniversary of the
It was
PS3.
never intended to be just a tagline. It was the beginning of a whole new genre.
Because 360 came out in 06, a year before PlayStation.
And this is the first time where user-generated content, social networking...
Did it?
I think this console maybe only been out for 2 years.
PlayStation is in the best position to evolve.
November
And I'd
2006.
like to introduce a new franchise.
March
2.5
2000.
years.
March 2007.
That is also exclusive to PlayStation 3. I'd like to welcome William Ho and James Grieve from United Front Games to show you the next great title in play, create, share genre. We call it Mod Nation Racers.
This game did
Good
nothing.
old Mod Nation Racers.
I really wanted this game to be good, and it just wasn't.
You wouldn't believe the amount of times I've heard Greg Miller mention this game.
It's not great.
Just because he was on the PlayStation beat when all this stuff came out.
Know.
Like all of these games are like forged, absolutely burned into his memory.
Racing game designer like me? Well, I dream of a fresh racing adventure that anyone can pick up and play every day. That empowers everyone to imagine and create whoever, whatever, and wherever you want to race. And invites everyone to the party, whether you have old friends.
This is such such a good concept, and I remember like it just came and went.
Mod Nation Racers.
It was on PS3 and PS Vita.
Yeah.
Versatile as the PlayStation 3. Before we get to some racing, let's meet the racers of Mod Nation. I'm sure you've all seen these urban vinyl collectibles and designer toys made by companies like Tokidoki and Kid Robot and others.
What are you talking about?
Artists you've never heard of before are expressing themselves in unlimited styles and becoming superstar designers in the process. So what we do in Mod Nation Racers is we empower you to express yourselves and to become superstar designers yourselves.
Oh, you should talk to Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, he'll take free labor.
Oh, is that ray tracing under the character, Jeremy?
Not too high, Will. Not too high. I don't know what.
It's certainly not fucking spec. It's certainly not screen space.
No, it's not screen space. I reckon it's just a second render.
Maybe.
Let's take a look. Let's see what we got.
Oh, they were called mods.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with this guy. Yeah.
Okay, he's pretty cool, but you gotta put
Maybe
him
it is
in
screen
Pink
space.
Dune Buggy, which I think's all right. You know, pink is the new brown. You gotta like it.
This guy needs a real race car, man. I'm sure we've got something.
The new brown, you gotta like it. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Still a little pink, I think. Maybe we'll go with this guy.
All right, that's a nice ride, James. I respect that. So while you're preparing for your race,
Can we put filters on this YouTube video? Can we put like a high saturation filter on it?
in the game yourself, you can create, you can share.
It won't work.
It's impossible.
Oh,
dead zone.
frames.
It's from all the smoke. Yeah, the smoke's gone. They're going all right now.
The field of view is, it's too low.
It's very close.
Comes alive. Surface changes like this old rickety bridge just feel right. And kicking your cart into
Oh, kind of. I don't need to see it in the camera.
Yeah.
full arsenal of weapons that we're introducing. Some with familiar play mechanics, others from our secret labs that we're developing.
Secret labs.
Yeah, the chair people.
Up ahead here, we're
Take 'em
gonna
out.
see some of the more physical and interactive elements, such as this launcher. We've also got a stomper. We've got a we call it the Devastator. Takes out opponents.
Whoa. I think this was meant to be like. I guess this meant to be like Sony being like, we need a Mario Kart,
Yeah.
right? Like
we've made Sackboy. Now let's have Mario Kart, but
Yeah.
it's not just Little Big Planet.
which like they ended up making a Little Big Planet karting later.
Did they?
I think so.
Like you to become creators yourselves is ridiculously easy to use. So we're going to
Yeah.
show you how it works. We're going to blow away that track.
It's a PS3 game.
Track studio. We're going to start a
What's it
brand new
called?
track. We're going to try to
Little Big
do
Planet karting.
record time in under 5 minutes. Are you up for it?
See how we go. Let's see how we go.
Under 5 minutes.
Easy to use because we let you create by playing.
2012 is when it came out.
Easy. We're just using regular driving controls here. We've got elevation on the right.
Got a lot of sevens. Mod Nation Racers.
Put in a little overpass or something for us. So we're going to keep this track.
So this ended up coming out in May of 2010
here, and then we'll bring it back to the finish line. We just
with a lot of sevens.
This guy just created the Mario Kart 8 like like classic course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's actually made a brand new functional racetrack. And as he enters test drive mode, we spawn AI opponents, and he's racing, and he's finding out how fun his track is right away. How's it feeling?
Feels pretty good.
This stuff was pretty good.
That does, yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
kind of like off-roading. Can we add some dirt roads to our track?
I think so. We've got something here for you. So we'll just select dirt from our palette here. And this is as simple as just dragging it out over the track. We can change the surface type. So that's pretty easy.
All right. Now we got to put in a background. Why don't we start with some mountains? Can you make some really big mountains?
I think we can do that.
I'm a fan of big mountains.
I think we got something here for you.
Oh, it's like Dark Cloud.
Brush a little bigger for you. This is really
Beautiful mountains there.
All games.
That's funny because that's like such a random pull, but also it's not
It's
quite
completely
like Dark Cloud.
It's completely
I
correct.
think one last thing we're going to need to do here, though, is we're going to have to
Oh, the groceries and Sam just arrived in the driveway. That was intense.
And once again, we can just drag this around and we'll bring up
You know what I mean, right?
No, because I played it. It actually isn't like this. You don't do terrain generation.
No,
in
I know,
Dark
but
Cloud.
the zooming in and out.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right. I think it's time to add some green. Can you make a forest?
I think we got something here. Let's see. We'll go to our props. We'll just bring the cursor back.
As if they didn't plan this out ahead of time.
Oh, sure. But at least this is a real-time demo.
Here, and we'll just start laying these guys down.
I like the way those trees come through.
Speed it up. Come back into the middle here, and we'll just fill out the center here, and I think we're good. Nice.
So that looks nice. But where do the Nation racers live? I think we need to build a village for them.
Yeah, I think we've got one of them in here. So this is in our palette. It's our village brush. Once more, we can just drag this thing around the side of the track and just start laying these down.
This reminds me of another game.
That's pretty cool. So now we're just going to fill in the middle of the track as well, I think.
It is handling all of these effects and geometry.
Hey?
There we go.
It is handling all of these effects and geometry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of a reckless driver, so we need some objects that I can smack through and maybe some weapons that I can pick up.
I think we've got something here. We'll go with some safety cones around the inside here.
He thinks he's got something.
Just make it nice and fun. And then I think we'll do a couple of weapons on the dirt section.
I can't tell if they're speeding up a video or if they're speeding up.
No, I don't think so. Playing it in real time, Jeremy. They're on the stage.
Yeah, but they're really accurate with their sped up camera control is the thing.
Yeah, because they've been practicing this for like 10 days straight. Every day.
You have to forgive my friend, he's from Australia, so we'll indulge him. Yeah, I like mountains.
What?
I like sheep.
It's a joke for Americans.
I think we're going to raise the water here. That lake's pretty cool, but I think it could be a bit higher. So we'll just, whoa, that's a little too high. We'll drop that down a bit. That's about right, I think. Last thing we're going to do here is we're going to put in a bit of a sunset. It's always nice. So we'll bring the sun around to this side, I think. Just drop down a little so we can see it. Bring it down in the sky. That's probably a little too low, but we'll bring that up about there. I think that's going to be good for us.
Awesome. So why don't you go into test run mode and see how it is? What's just happened?
It's doing it. Shut up.
An original track from scratch. It's fully populated, fully lit. It's fully playable within seconds. And now we're going to have some fun here. He can continue tweaking his track using a whole host of tools.
I have this via PlayStation Plus.
Hard drive. He can upload it. Other people can play it online.
Poor thing.
He can even download it and remix it.
Oh, these guys are tough. I'm going to have to take them out.
I think you built a pretty tough track. You have to strike back with your secret weapon.
What the fuck?
Fucking tomahawk missiles.
Holy shit!
Awesome demo, James. That was incredible.
Tactical nuke!
To keep the faith there, James, even I didn't think you were going to get done 5 minutes. But
I do my best.
You know, it would be amazing to see what you or anyone else here could do given more than 5 minutes on a stage here. So that's just a brief introduction to Mod Nation Racers, and the passionate team back at United Front Games in Vancouver is working really hard on
United Front Games.
We're going to tell all of you about in the coming months.
All right, let's see. Mod Nation Racers was their first game. They then went on to work on Sleeping Dogs, Little Big Planet Karting. That's funny. They worked on that. They then went on to work for Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Halo Master Chief Collection, Disney Infinity 3.0.
Wow, they really bounced around everywhere.
And then shut down.
James. Now it's my pleasure to give you a sneak peek at another upcoming title being developed exclusively for PlayStation 3. It comes from the wildly creative minds of Fumito Ueda.
Oh, it's The Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian.
Damn.
Heart and soul to them is they do action and adventure.
I haven't heard that name on
wish we
stage
saw
in
the
forever.
13 versions. Sorry, go on.
We haven't heard that name on stage in forever.
Unless it's like 2016.
I wonder what his new thing is going to be. So this demo is running at 15 FPS.
15?
On a PS3.
That's worse than Ocarina of Time.
But it's sped up in post, and the audio is done in post. This demo is a complete fake. Or depending on which one this is. This just might be the chain and the logo. I'm not sure if we'll see anything. But yeah, like the moment this game was playable, they knew this was not going to be a PS3 game. I think this is just a logo. And like an eye or something. It's funny how down they had the design of this creature from the get-go.
Totally. I should play this game.
It's something else.
Hey, this guy's just the same. That's just the same kid.
Yeah, no, like they made the game for the entire time.
Wow. It really was just that their vision couldn't be realized. That's fascinating. Whoa. This is so charming.
It is. It really is. Like, there's a reason the moment I saw this demo, I was like, I want to play that game, and followed it.
Everyone was excited about it.
Yeah.
Not at the time. Like, not at the time, in a way that I was aware of, because I didn't watch these. But
like anyone that knew, anyone that saw it, yeah.
And like coming into,
like, look at that.
Like listening to people talk about Last Guardian like 2014, 2015, when it was like, oh, it was cancelled, and then Ueda came back, and like all of that stuff. Like, it was like, what are you talking about? And it's this. This is amazing.
And there's no way this existed on the PS3. All those feathers move independently.
Yeah. It barely ran on the PS4.
Yeah. It's such a shame because they patched it to make it run at a consistent 30 because it was bouncing at like 45.
Yeah, they capped it. Yeah.
But there's no uncapped version on the PS5.
Unless you just get the disc and don't update it.
Yeah, but it auto updates.
Yeah, well, unless you disconnect from the internet.
I know, which I don't want to have to do.
Do you know games that realize that there is an update waiting for them? Even if you then disconnect from the internet and delete the update, it won't let you start it.
Really?
On the PS5?
That's annoying.
I tried to do that for Star Wars because it was like, oh, it realized the update was there. And I was like, ah, shit.
Right.
And then it wouldn't let me launch the game no matter what I did until I finished the update.
That's annoying.
It was awful. This has got to be all the audio done in post, right? Because there's nothing.
Yeah, because there's no audio. Yeah, because it's running real framey.
There's so much of it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much.
For it being 7 years away, they're showing so much of it. Oh, Trico's covered in arrows. Wow.
Such a intense design. Like such strong direction.
Now, 15 years ago, I don't think anyone could have dreamed how this next game would drive PlayStation sales into the stratosphere. Ladies and gentlemen, please feast your eyes on a short tease of Polyphony Digital's Gran Turismo 5.
This one was a bad one.
Yeah, it's because they were like it was fine when it finally came out. It just took like 1800 years to come out.
Well, because they released Prologue, which was really bad. But even like Gran Turismo 5 is not good. It's not a very good game.
I think reviews were like it's okay. It's just not great. And any hype for it was killed by Prologue, and then the subsequent like 2 or 3 year wait.
And that's because they were working on 4, 5, Prologue, and mobile all at once.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, mobile being the Vita one, the PSP one we saw earlier. But
Yeah.
And it's like it's one team. Like it's polyphony. Like it's not like that they outsourced any of them.
They've got such a good logo.
Yeah.
They had Rally in this game? And NASCAR?
Well, the rally
It's not
games.
normal for GT, is it?
No, but the rally. They weren't making rally games, and NASCAR had already stopped making NASCAR games at this point, and so there was like a period of time where, and like this is before Forza, I'm pretty sure. So like it's
before Horizon, I think. I think Motorsport.
Oh, Motorsport might have been out, but like yeah, Horizon was way later. But like Motorsport wasn't doing it like this just yet.
No. They also on Xbox they also had a bunch of other driving games. Like they had Test Drive Unlimited and Project Gotham Racing that was also in that early 360 era. They were really competing with themselves.
I forget about PGR a lot.
Separate PlayStation from every other console out there. And one of the reasons that we hold the 10-year value proposition so near and dear to our heart.
I love 10-year value propositions.
Which was produced some of the best titles on the PlayStation 2 and PSP platform. This is one of the most eagerly anticipated games of this generation.
Ratchet?
I'd like to invite Stig Asmussen to the stage to show you the first minutes of the jaw-dropping God of War 3.
Right. His name is Stig.
This is the director of Star Wars Jedi.
Is it? That's where I saw his name. Yeah, right. I fucking rolled credits. I'm like, oh, Stig. That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Did the same thing just then.
God of War 3 is the final chapter in our fantasy trilogy based on the dark side of Greek mythology. We will
So this was Stig stepping up after Corey came. He left after 2.
to exact revenge on Zeus
Right.
and all of Olympus, and he will do so in the most brutal fashion.
I think.
I think this demo does a fantastic job of describing the energy and spirit
No, but when
of
was?
brutal nature. Now,
When did Jaffe leave?
We'll take point on the controls, and we'll get into our
It was either before 2 or before 3. Oh, maybe this was the year I saw this God of War 3 demo.
He left after 2, so I think it was Jaffe did 2, and then because like Corey and Jaffe did 2.
Yeah.
As much as neither of them will ever admit it. And then 3.
I thought this demo came the year later. We're gonna see him debowel a like centaur or something, or a griffin.
I got a press release once for a game that was like from the creators of God of War, David Jaffe. And like I looked at that email and I just like deleted it. I have no interest in anything that man is doing now.
Yeah.
He's such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And like I don't delete emails. Like why would I?
You don't delete anything.
I don't delete anything. Let alone emails. Like let alone like something that's
Let alone
not,
emails.
Yeah, let alone something that's not even on my storage. And I looked at that way, like I don't want to hear about movie games or whatever the fuck he works on now.
This might be the end of the conference.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the 3 Slim. This game still looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like the geometry isn't particularly like complex, but
like the lighting and the combat all looks good.
Yeah, and the effects. Yeah, this guy.
Is this game MA or R?
I don't think we had R back then.
Yeah, but we might have got muted versions.
Not for this. Oh, you mean like the re-release? I think it must be MA.
Well, one of them had a sex minigame, right?
All 3 of them.
They all had sex minigames. Great.
All of them.
Great.
All of them. Even the PSP ones.
Fuck.
What the fuck? Why is it cutting?
Maybe because this thing is a version that is suitable for TV. Right, this is like a PG cut demo for the
But I think it must be afterwards because they're playing it on stage, aren't they?
Oh, like they're playing it on stage, but like it's been cut after. Yeah.
This is a weird shot. But yeah, I remember watching this. This was another one of those demos that I remember watching on its own, just on like IGN.
Yeah, this was a big one.
Yeah.
I remember I was at a family friend's house once, and the demo for one of them was playing God of War 1 or 2.
I think it's best that everybody gets their hands on it.
And it was very, very, very gory. And I remember I was like, well, I'm like a child. I shouldn't be looking at this.
Yeah.
And then someone was like,
I was like that, and I was like 12.
And someone was like, yeah, you can watch. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, like, I played those games because Dan was playing those games.
Yeah.
But I should not have been playing those games that young.
When you're playing God of War 3, this is an experience that's not just exclusive to PS3, it's only possible on PS3. With everything you've seen here today, I hope you'll agree, this is going to be one of the biggest years in PlayStation history.
No PS3 Slim.
Yeah, right. Just too early, maybe.
It's been our pleasure today to show you the future of gaming. It goes without saying that we're extremely proud of the lineup on our platforms this year. With everything from Blu-ray gaming to downloading and bringing your favorite content with you on the go, PlayStation is synonymous.
Sam's locked out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't have their keys.
Oh, go and let him in.
I already just saw the message. This has got 1 minute.
Thank you so much for your kind attention today and all the support you've given us through the years. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
There's a 30-second.
Oh man, they're really milking the queen.
Yeah. I mean, they got the thinger, that rock band.
SingStar.
SingStar.
Is this just the same reel from the start?
Yeah, because there's the Vita.
Internet browser.
Yeah. Photos.
Movies. Hard drive.
Why I thought it was, I'm just gonna go back. It's because there's two PSPs there.
Yeah.
I think I thought one of them was a Vita, maybe.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go let Sam in.
All right. So that was it.
That was fascinating.
2009 E3 PlayStation conference.
Seeing The Last Guardian. And what was the other one that blew my mind? Seeing Final Fantasy 14.
Mm.
That was really fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. Because those had legs longer than anyone expected.
Yeah.
In ways no one expected, right?
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Like completely unforeseen.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how not dense the conference was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they were longer, and because they were doing earnings, they were doing partnerships, they were doing like a hardware revision.
But they were speaking to developers.
Yes, yeah, they were speaking
and stakeholders.
Yes, like and press, but also and people who sell games. They were talking to not consumers. And so like they were drier. The jokes were business jokes.
Just guys on stage.
Yeah, like Jack Tretton saying,
my guy's the one with the mohawk.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous because he certainly doesn't play PlayStation Home.
No.
Seeing PlayStation Home was good though.
It was good. I liked seeing a lot of that stuff, honestly. The thing though, like you said, they were longer. They're not longer. Conferences these days are as long or longer than that show is. Sometimes they're a bit shorter, like PlayStation showcases these days. They're very tight at like an hour.
Yeah, but like PlayStations are shorter.
Xbox Bethesda showcase last year was like an hour and a half. They've regularly been longer. Game Awards goes longer. Summer Game Fest kickoff, I think, will be an hour and a half at least, maybe a bit longer. So they're not the conferences themselves aren't necessarily taking more time, but they are just less full.
Yeah.
We fill them to the brim now because they're not because now those conferences are for the audience.
And we weren't imagine there wasn't social media at that point. They weren't. No one was live tweeting these. It wasn't what's the breakout little bit that's going to go viral.
Yeah,
it's just like we've got an Uncharted 2 demo. That looks pretty good.
We may as well put this online for people who are interested.
Yeah, we've got Mag. Mag is coming out. Everyone go out and go play Mag after this. I'm talking to the people in the room.
Yeah. Do you remember when? And those were the times as well where E3 was such like. The moments on the show floor where the pundits got their hands on it and they got the interviews with the developers and you got to see the demos either again or uncut like we just saw there. Those were sometimes as big a deal, if not bigger. Sometimes you'd see demos exclusive to those sections of E3 that you didn't see in any press conference, so you only saw alluded to. And those afterward sections were as important because you'd see more than what you got previously, but you just don't really get that these days.
Well, we still did get that because that's what Cyberpunk was, right? It was like, hey, we've announced a Cyberpunk game. Look at this cool CG trailer. There's a behind closed doors demo.
Yeah,
no one
for like 2 or 3 years in a row.
Yeah, no one gets footage, but you can play it here. You can keep tabs on it. It's real.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but even the content that you could see, like seeing that God of War demo not as part of the conference, but as a demo on IGN's floor.
Sure,
with
right,
their people behind it, with commentary, high quality video. That part of E3 used to be bigger back then too.
Yeah, E3 went for days as opposed to 8 hours across 3 mornings.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's very, very fascinating. Jeremy, what was your least favorite and most favorite moment from that conference just then?
For my least favorite, I think was probably the amount of PSP.
Yeah, fair enough.
PSP was never that exciting to me when it came out. When it was around in UMDs, you could go buy UMDs in the shop.
When it was dead,
when you
bought one.
Yeah, exactly, right? I think that all the PSP talk, they were struggling because none of it was exciting.
Even the PSP Go announcement, the form factor was interesting, but announcing it at 1.5 times the price of the current bigger system.
And the one thing they would have had would have been hey, we've got a Gran Turismo from the people who make Gran Turismo. And it came out and it was a full ass Gran Turismo game.
Yeah, but you could play it on the old PSP. It wasn't exclusive to the PSP Go.
Oh, sure. But I mean, that was an exciting announcement for the PlayStation Portable people.
Sure.
But
it was the only announcement aside from the Go.
Yeah, right. So like, I think that was my least favorite, was just the PSP half.
Yeah.
Most exciting thing, seeing The Last Guardian, knowing what that is now.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that when it first came out, being like, that was exciting. I remember like loading that up at 240p on YouTube, on a Mac, on a G8 iMac, before they went to Intel, and watching that trailer, being like, I can't believe like there's another game from the people who made Shadow of the Colossus, and yeah, like that trailer hooked me at that point all the way until its release in 2017 or whatever. 8 years after this, which I think
that trailer was pretty special. Looking at it just then, that was the game.
That might not have been the first. That might not have been the announcement, because I want to say the announcement was just just that little well with the chain through it.
I mean, Jack wasn't saying here's your first look at gameplay for The Last Guardian. He was like, we're excited to show you the next thing from the team who made Shadow of the Colossus and Famitsu Ueda. Like, it was that kind of like, here's your first look at this new thing.
I guess. I'm just quickly check. Oh no, yeah. That was the announcement.
So I guess that trailer just was not two trailers like you thought it was. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, unreal. Just like such a. There's no way that game was ever going to run on the PlayStation 3. Like, it's just doing too much. Yeah. What about you?
My least favorite was the move section. I can't
believe how much you didn't like that.
Like it wasn't cool then, and it isn't cool now.
I know. Like, I think for me, I didn't mind it as much only because at least it wasn't a guy in a suit telling me things. It was two people who made a thing.
That's true, but it started off so badly with that guy demoing it so poorly. They
should have reversed the demo order. They should have started off with the exciting stuff, right? Like,
or even just those first ones where they were swapping out the stuff. Like, just not have him hit stuff for a while. Have him shoot stuff first. Like,
do the blocks and then do the drawing and then do hitting and then swords and then gun or something, right? Like that demo was not a great software demo.
Yeah, and it felt emblematic of the kind of embarrassing clips you see go into, top 10 embarrassing E3 moments of all time on Watch Mojo's YouTube channel.
Sure.
It just felt like It did get better, but knowing how far it wasn't going to go and seeing how little they were showing and how threadbare it was like, okay, I mean, look, I guess, but what's really here?
Yeah.
Seeing that Assassin's Creed 2 demo again, like I've spoken about it numerous times on the show, but seeing it here in its setting was really exciting. Yeah, just those, it was interesting. I didn't realize that. I knew that demo was, but I didn't know the God of War demo was also at the C3. That means that this was the year I first started looking at dedicated trailers for E3. This was the first year where my dad had checked up on me at the end of the weekend, hey, our internet usage is a bit high. I was like, oh, I've been watching a bunch of videos. Sorry.
Yeah. This was the beginning of the PlayStation 3 starting to have some exciting games as well.
Yeah.
Because they had a couple they had a couple in the past. They had Metal Gear and they had Little Big Planet, and those were there, but they weren't selling systems yet because there wasn't a whole lot else aside from that. That was Ratchet and Clank, and that's good, but they needed some big wins. They needed some industry big heavy hitting games.
And we have to remember that this is as Infamous has launched, so that did well for them, but they couldn't really talk to it yet because it was just happening.
Yeah, it was still early.
Yeah.
There we go.
Fascinating little snapshot.
Yeah.
Honestly, the surprises of what was there at what time was like, oh, we're seeing this. Like, that's really fun.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's you get to relive part of that E3 because even though you know what it is, like seeing Agent.
Yeah,
just them
for,
talking
like,
about
45
Agent.
seconds.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That'll be it then. Thanks for
Yeah.
watching. There'll be more of this. This is fun and also like easy to do. So like, you know, E3 is enjoyable to watch and react to. So
Yeah. If you've got thoughts on Patreon, there's a comment section. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Head to minimap.com.au for everything that we do. You can listen to the Minimap cast every week on all podcasting services. And also head to patreon.com/minimapau to become a patron. You're already there if you are watching this on
who
Patreon.
are you advertising to?
Well, but like the first one might go out on YouTube as well after the fact as well. So like it's
Hey, check out Patreon.
If you want to see more of these, head over to our Patreon. You can become a patron for $5 a month, and you can help support us and get even more of this stuff as well, like some outtakes from the Minimapcast as well. That's about it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.
See you later, gamers.